Okay, like looking forward to having some folks come in. I have got these pulled up. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. I'm get to hear about some more places and hear about more people's experiences. And yeah, this is going to be good. I find this kind of stuff fascinating. And just finding out about history, kind of neat. Mm, that's weird. Crimping in front of a old-fashioned webcam. It's got stop motion. Yeah. Anyway. Oh boy. It'll be good. It'll be good. I look forward to this. Look at one look that keeps trying to hang. Hello? Waiting for some folks to come in, so hey Mark. Yep, I got my new frames. And what's really cute and what's remarkable is hubby has got a really good insurance with the work. Thank you. Hubby's got really good insurance. So we go through Davis Vision, and Walmart accepts it. Now, I'd been buying as cheap a frame as I could get, like $10 frames, and nothing special to the lenses, just my prescription. And plastic, because plastic is cheap. And it would always cost over $200. And with the Davis Vision, these are transitions, UV protected, glare protected, and plastic, and the frames was $24. Only costed me $163. Oh, yeah, I do. That I requested that they didn't put the scratch resistance on it because what they use, it peels off, and that's aggravating. So I requested none of the scratch prevention. Other than that, it is just, and the clarity is so beautiful. I love not having the glare. That is like awesome. And for the first time, I was able to take Bouncy out to do her business, and the sun didn't bother my eyes. It was so cool. These glasses look good when they transition. They look really good. But what I really like about them, I'm going to see if you can see it. There's like behind the dark part, behind the front, is like a teal blue on the inner part of the frames. And I love that. So this is kind of like a maroonish brown, the front is. And then we've got the teal blue on the inner part. And I like that. I think they're beautiful. Yep, just a very nice maroon with teal. Just so gorgeous. I don't normally like thick frames like these though. They don't necessarily match my face. Hey, Dylan. But these, they actually look pretty good. And there are some pretty chicky women that can really make thick frames work. So I'm going to make these work. Do you see my new frames, Dylan? I was just telling Mark that I got transitions with UV protection and glare prevention, and it all costed me like $163. And my scripts are very high scripts. Even the frames are $24. And hubby's got really good vision insurance. It covered the frames. So normally with just plastic lens and the cheapest frame I can get, nothing special to the lenses, would cost me over $200. Everything. They are my vision. They are my eyes. I was needing new glasses anyway. The ones that I was wearing was from 2014, and my eyes just, I mean, I could see okay in them, but when they read my eyes at the eye doctor's office, they weren't that good after all. Yeah, see, glasses are expensive. And it's not the frames necessarily, it's the lenses themselves, it's the prescription. And I've got very high, my prescriptions are very high. Now that's a good way to do it. Just redo the frames. No, that's a pretty good deal. Now, unfortunately, we like it covered a percentage. Well, no, not the Davis Vision, but the Blue Cross Blue Shield paid for so much of the office visit, and then the Davis Vision paid. I think it said 25% or something like that. Hey, Julian. Oh, but you're gonna make me blush online. Thank you. So, yep, I like my glasses. I love being able to see clear. And as you can tell, I mean, they're still somewhat of a reflection of the screen on the frames, on the lenses, but with the glare resistance, it not only reduces any glare that I would see, but it helps reduce the glare that anybody would see on my glasses, which is pretty awesome. And I told her that I was a YouTuber. She said, "So you get in front of the screen a lot?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, this is what you need right here, the glare resistance." I said, "All right, ring it up, see how much it'll be." Makes all the difference. I've got to get used to the thick frames though, because I really like wire frames. Well, good. Well, that's perfect. That's what she said, that anybody who would be looking at me, because I said that I do a lot of live chat. She said anybody that would be looking at me wouldn't see the glare. So, did you see glare before on the other frames? On the other glasses? Did you see glare? Because I want to know for a fact that what she said is true. Yeah. Did you ever see glare on the other glasses? Was the glare bad on the other glasses or no? And now there's no glare. Awesome. She was right. That's terrific. That's perfect. That is it. I know what kind of glasses I'm going to get every year. I'm going to make sure to get this entire deal. Wow. Man, that's going to be so cool. You all's going to get to enjoy looking at me more. Uh-oh. Maybe I would go and put the old glasses back on. There might be something there I don't want y'all to be seeing. I'm being funny. The most important thing, I mean, it's not so much the frames themselves, but just being able to see right. That's the greatest thing for me. And I'll get used to the frames. I really do prefer wider frames, but I love these. These are cool. They've got a teal blue behind the darker. I'm going to see if you can see that. I showed Mark. Can you see the teal blue on the inner side here? Can you see that? I think that teal blue is so gorgeous. Oh, it would help if I'd actually put it in the eyesight. There. Oh, yeah. Even I can see that with my blurred eyes. And so you can see it like it's a maroon brown on the front and teal blue on the inner side there. That's what made me fall in love with the frames themselves, was that teal blue. Well, I tell you what, at least those are tolerable, right? Those kind of trolls are tolerable. We kick them out, they stay gone. It's the ones that kind of hook the claws in there and just won't leave. I can handle the more innocent, hey, look at you. Or, hey, the president is mean. I agree, definitely. I wasn't eating glasses bad, though. It was really starting to put a strain on my eyes. Serious strain. So, yeah. I used to neglect my eyes with my ex-husband. He never had the money to cover me, and I didn't have insurance. It's kind of crazy. So, like, somebody is on disability, and the person that's on the disability and the kids are covered, but the spouse isn't. It sucks. Oh, well, that's good to know. I didn't get notification. Unless I did and I just clicked it out. Oh, okay. Oh, good. She got her camera. Awesome. You got to check that out. It's good to see that she did. Now we're looking for a few more to come in, hopefully, and we'll get started with the stories. We are starting with Dock Street Theater in South Carolina. I like hearing about these different places. I'm not, now if you was just a new person, I would be freaking out. But because I know you, I accept that compliment. It's a good thing that you're a regular on this channel. I like them. I do. I like them. I like being able to see. That's so crazy. Have you tried to delete the app and then reload the app? That might would actually help if you did that. Sometimes that's all it takes is just rebooting. And I'm glad that I didn't try to send anything. I was going to try to send something and ask you if it started working again, but yeah, just delete the app and then reload it and see if that helps it. Sometimes that's all it takes. It is crazy how computers and things like that goes. Hmm. Wow. Man, that's nuts. I've never had a problem with something being deleted, then reloaded, have a problem. You know, that's something similar to what happened to my the game that he was into. And for a while, his phone wouldn't turn back on with his thumb. And so he had to use his passcode to get into the phone. And whenever he tried to get into that game, it wouldn't let him no matter what he done. That's okay. You're not missing anything. Not missing anything except being able to communicate with the rest of the crew. So far, I've got Dylan, Mark, and Terry, which would really be nice for us all to be connected at least through Messenger, especially if Mark could get his working again, so that if there's ever a prayer chain that we need to get started, we could do it without having to actually talk about it on the chat. But like I said, you're not missing anything by not using Facebook. Nothing at all. Anyway, finally, what my son done was he started a completely new account through Google, and after that, he was able to get back into the game. Ah, if it wasn't for making videos and being a regular YouTuber, YouTube wouldn't be worth being on. The only reason why I ever had signed up on Facebook to begin with was because after me and hubby had divorced, I found out that my kids have Facebook, and so it was my way to kind of keep up with them. And that's why I decided to go on ahead with Facebook. So I've had Facebook for 5 years, and I still really don't use it. I see more about my middle daughter, my middle child, through Instagram more than I see my other two kids on Facebook. Wow, that is definitely something to pick. That is definitely something to pick. Well, okay, so this has been running for 20 minutes. We'll go on ahead and get into the stories. I definitely couldn't because, I mean, if I was to go on some kind of internet fast, I would rather cut out a lot of my games over YouTube only because of me having this as a regular. If I wasn't doing videos and this being my career, I would fast YouTube. That's my career, so. Alrighty, let's go on ahead and get started with the fun stuff. Oh, wow. It's a little hard for me to picture you being a gamer. I'm a major gamer, but where I've been so busy with other things, I've not been playing games so much. My son asked me earlier if I was still playing a certain game. I said no, I had actually deleted that some time ago. It's something that takes up your time. I mean, it isn't anything like what these big gamers play, but it's still gaming. All right, let's get started. As more comes in, hopefully. Looks like we might have an avalanche. It just popped up too. You rage quit. Oh. Now Clash Royale is good. I tried Clash Royale. I'm not into Clash Royale. But I have got 4 villages on Clash of Clans. 4. I like Clash of Clans. I've been playing Clash of Clans for almost 2 years now. Well, basically, you create a village and you get to go invade other people's villages and defeat their village, and you get loot and uh, elixir, which is used to train your troops and stuff. But the downside about it is, like, at first, when you first start, you only have like your main building and a couple little weapons, and so at the first stage, everything builds quickly. But yeah, people can play together. Matter of fact, me and my son, we're actually a clan. So like you join a clan and you can actually go to war together against another clan. There is a lot of foreigners that plays that. A ton of foreigners. It like the one village I've got, I am like a completely, totally different character, and I don't have a clan. But my other 3 is part of a clan with my son, and so I enjoy it. The thing is, though, the higher in the levels you go with your weapons and everything, the longer it takes to upgrade, and the more it costs. So as time goes by, you have to be more patient. So like you can go from playing several hours in a day to just like playing once in a day, because everything is upgrading and it takes 7 days, 10 days. And but at first it only takes like half a minute or so to upgrade something. So just the further you get along with it, the longer it takes to upgrade, the more it costs. But I think it's still pretty good. Oh, you like Grand Theft Auto, huh? I used to play Grand Theft. I really didn't do the I didn't do the missions. I just would find me a car, take off in it, and go driving around because I thought the scenery was cool. I tried doing the missions and I got stuck on one mission because I kept messing up the car, and I was supposed to park it just the way it was when I got it because it had a bomb. I was trying to destroy a drug lord. Definitely, it is. It is not a kid's game. Now, I've heard of that. I've heard of that happening. So it's good that if you play the game, that you have a village with people that you know. You can even like make the village so that it's invite only. And that's how my son's got it set up, because my son is the leader of our clan and he's got it set up leader on or invite only. That way he controls who comes in. There was one person who had came in once and he was really afraid that they was going to turn around and sabotage the clan. So eventually they left on their own accord and didn't do any damage, but he he's definitely got it on invite only. It was I think it was 2 or 3. It was the GTA that uh, went with the XP, that was compatible with the XP. So that might have actually been 2. But I have seen the original played, the very first GTA, and I loved the landscape that was on that one. It was definitely a city. I remember that when it starts you out, you're at a bridge that had collapsed. I'm thinking that it might have been similar to New York or one of the cities in California. Just remember, you're younger than me, so. Oh, cool. Ah, Mope.io. That was it. San Andres. That's what it was. That's what it was. It was San Andres. Thank you very much for that recollection. That's what it was. It was San Andres. I've heard of Liberty City, but I've never watched it. Hold on just a moment, guys. I've got to see what I'm hearing. I'm gonna go make sure that that wasn't in here. It wasn't loud enough being here. It must have been on what he's watching. I got to double make sure. Okay, got it. All righty. Yeah, hubby's watching he's gotten into this person named Don that does stories about cruise ships. And it was actually a fire drill on a cruise ship or something like that. So that's all that was. Oh, no, he's not dead. Y'all always thinking somebody's dead just because they don't show up. I seriously think that if Jens remember right, he had asked for me to remove the live streams because of the information that he had put out. I'm thinking that because I wouldn't remove the live stream, maybe he's afraid of coming back on. I hate to think that, but it's possible. And Ian, I don't know. Honestly, can't say anything about Ian. It is odd though how that a lot of our people hasn't been coming on. And I don't know how to reach them to tell them it's okay, come on back in. I mean, I can say so on my shout out videos and stuff and the time for the videos or for the chat, but if they don't watch it, that would be nice. Mitchell hits and miss anymore too. I know before everything really did start hitting the fan, all of Jens was in and it was wonderful. And now sometimes I have no one of my crew and sometimes I've only got a few. And that's kind of painful. I shared with Dylan about what was mentioned yesterday. Hello, Outlaw. How you doing, buddy? That is true, and I do know that Ian said that schoolwork was really starting to get difficult. He did say that. About what came into the chat, what had gotten us all upset. I shared it with Dylan today on Messenger. That's great to know. I'm glad to hear that you've had a good day today. I will get you written down here in a second. I keep trying to make sure not miss anything that's being said. Yeah, Rich is good. I want the kid to spend time with his dad or even with his parents, whatever it may be. I want him to be able to hang with them. I can understand the boy not coming in because of school and everything. I can definitely understand that. Anyway, we'll get started with the stories here. Yeah, he does work, but I don't know what time he gets in or anything. I have no clue. I'm sure that Levi has it completely abandoned us. Whatever it is that's keeping him from coming, I'm sure he's got good reason. He knows he's a part of us, and he loves us just as much as we love him. So, yeah, that's true. He is. I know. He's got to come back and tell us more of those. Those are, if there really is somebody that uppity knows, in church or wherever. Wow, that makes my nosy Nancy sound pretty tame, doesn't it? It makes my nosy Nancy sound wonderful. All right, let's go ahead and get started reading these stories. So we're going to start with Dock Street Theater in Charleston, South Carolina. I think the Taps team had gone to this place. I believe it looks familiar. The Dock Street Theater in downtown Charleston is one of the oldest theaters in America. After a brief stint as the Planters Inn when a fire burned down the original theater, it was restored to its true purpose in the 1930s. One of its most famous ghostly inhabitants is Nettie Dickerson, a prostitute who is said to have been struck by lightning while standing on the balcony. Some visitors have reported seeing her running amok on the second floor in a red gown. There's always a red gown. He had some, yeah, he did, didn't he? Having to work with them and everything. I remember he did say what he worked as. You know what? You're right, Dylan. Or a really good friend that encourages her to keep being nosy. You know what? I'm going to start working on a story with Karen and Nancy. I still like Nancy now, but she's got to get into cahoots again. She's no fun if she's not in cahoots. Well, since we're not going to be talking about personal chats, I'm not going to remind you what he said. That was one thing that kind of bummed him out because he had shared so much. So we're just going to kind of keep our personal lives to ourselves. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, that was one thing me and Dylan agreed about today after I shared with him about last night. We agreed we're going to just keep on with games and fun. Every time you come on, Anthony, it blinks, but you say, "Hola, como estas?" And I just know it's you, baby. How you doing today, buddy? Fish? Yeah, pretty well. Oh, you just making sure not to miss anything. Okay. Gotcha, buddy. But yeah, I agree, Julian. And like maybe what we experienced with where we had traveled once or anything paranormal, stuff like that, fun stuff. But personal information, like exactly where we live, what our occupation is, what vehicle we drive, and da-di-da-di-da, no. Ah, she's watching the birds now. I love it when she chirps at those birds. Like cats are really going to get the birds to come to them. No, Amy did not. Amy still really isn't watching any videos right now. But tomorrow I'm going to start doing my shout outs again, so I am going to be seeing that video, buddy. Hmm. Will that be you, Julian? Can you masquerade as a Karen? You know what? That probably would get tons of subs. You're funny, Anthony. Okay. Now we've got the Lord Baltimore Hotel in Baltimore, Maryland. The Lord Baltimore Hotel's long history in the city has earned it a spot on the National Register of Historical Places. Designed by William Lee Stoddard. Okay, yeah, I did read that because I couldn't pronounce Stoddard very well. It was the largest hotel in the state of Maryland when it opened its doors in 1928. Guests have reported feeling invisible hands touch them in the elevators, but the 19th floor is said to be particularly haunted. The elevators go to the 19th floor when no one has pressed a button. And okay, this is where I think we were. Nope, nope, nope. That's not it either. And I already talked about that. Okay, yeah, I didn't read about this one. Alrighty. Yeah, now I'm where we were. Okay. Hey, Terry! Teriyaki! Oh, well, that's okay, Dylan, anytime. Well, you certainly got me, Terry. I was too busy looking where we was at. Pumpkin pie blizzard. Thank you. Got my new glasses today. They came in today. And before we get started on our haunted places, let me tell you the deal I got with these. The frames themselves was like $25. And they're transitions, UV protected, and glare resistance, all for $163. Plus, I've got high prescriptions. Now, normally I get as cheap a frame as I can get, like $10 frames and just plastic prescription, and it's over $200. But hubby's got a really good insurance for glasses, and it cut the price way down, and I got all that for just 163. Like, yeah, buddy. Well, you know what? 130 pounds is a pretty decent size for your age. Hopefully, you'll continue steadily gaining weight as you grow and as you age, so that you'll stay a healthy weight, so that you're not fat, obese, and you won't be underweight. You'll do just fine. Well, unfortunately, that's not how that goes at all. It's just my hubby's insurance. He's got Blue Cross Blue Shield, and because he is a team leader, he gets Davis Vision, which is so awesome. I love it. It actually allows a 25% allowance or something like that. I don't remember now what the guy said, maybe a 15% allowance. Anyway, it was a great deal to have everything on here. And I was able for the first time to take my dog out with the glaring sun, and it didn't even hurt my eyes. It was great. Oh, well, that's okay, Levi. Don't want to be too chubby, Anthony. You don't want to be unhealthy. If you want to keep cute cheeks, that's fine, but you don't want to be too chubby because it can end up causing health problems. You know how that you work really hard to keep that acne down? If you gain too much weight, you might not be able to control the acne. Okay, Mark. Wow, I can't imagine you ever ran 300, Terry. And ain't nothing wrong with being full figured. Yeah, like I said, we have shared a whole lot of personal info, but we're not going to be doing that anymore. We're just going to keep it like fun and games and maybe our personal experiences, like where we have visited or paranormal experiences, stuff like that. But like our exact location, what car we drive, all that, no, no more. How are you today, Rippy? Hmm. Yeah, I guess my first vehicle was a pickup. Yeah, you've been here a few times, so I guess that means that you are officially part of our family. After a few times and you show that you're a really decent person, we accept you into the YouTube family. Oh, okay, Terry. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, like Levi said, Anthony, you don't want it to go overboard, okay? You don't want it to go overboard. Wow. That is crazy big. No, Levi had actually corrected me and Mitchell on that, but that is crazy big. I tell you what, it makes a difference. I was blessed. I was never diabetic, but there was one point that I had actually became pre-diabetic, but it never became a full-blown diabetes. So, but there has been times that I ended up eating too much of something, and my sugar went. Oh wow! Hey, hearing that, Terry, but that happens. I mean, it's sad, but diabetes really can destroy a body. I know a woman that ended up like she lost her toes. She was on the verge of losing her legs. She had lost her sight. She was a mess. She was in a wheelchair. That's true. Oh, wow. Now, my ex husband's nephew was a 10-pound baby. I can't imagine having a 10-pound child, but my daughter was 8 pounds and 1 ounce. But then my other two was over 6 pounds and over 5 pounds. So, all right, let's go on ahead and read about the Ledge Lighthouse in New London, Connecticut. Connecticut. You can pronounce it, Amy. Has any of you heard of the Ledge Lighthouse in Connecticut? You didn't interrupt, Terry. Enjoy your dinner, Levi. Yep, more haunts. We've got tons of haunts. After we get done with these, I'm going to look up haunted bridges. I love the stories of bridges, and I love the stories of paranormal legends. Oh my gosh, I love paranormal legends. So, has anyone heard of it? I'll show you the picture. I'd say you recognize it. I know Taps went out to it. See if I can get that there. Okay, you see that? I know Taps went to it. And I knew Terry would recognize it. Yep, the Taps team went and visited this lighthouse. It was interesting on the inside. Me too. Give me the Taps. I like the Taps. I prefer them better than the Adventurers, but since Jason and Grant's gone, I don't know if I would like it. Now, the guy that took care of the group when they investigated over in the UK, he's okay. Did he take over for the States here, or do they just do him in the UK now? I know. Zach literally begs for demons to enter him. That's not good. I watched one particular where he was telling them come at him, and sure enough, they did, and used him. Like, no, okay, you boys are really tampering too much. But I like the Taps. They're respectful. They don't insist on being used, you know? Yeah, most certainly. And Zach does. So yeah, I really do not like the Ghost Witchers. No, let's see. maybe Andy. Did Andy take over in the United States? Or Steve? Who took over the TAPS team? I like Andy and his wife Amy. No, but me and Terry were big fans of them. Their office is in Rhode Island. Oh, Grant came back. Did Steve leave? See, I knew that Grant had left, but Jason was still on. And then you told me that Jason left. See, I haven't watched the Ghost Hunters for like maybe 6, 7 years. So I don't know what in all's going on. So Steve is gone and Jason is gone, but Grant is back. Well, then it couldn't be all bad because Grant's good. I like Grant. Do they still have Andy? Andy is gone? Because Andy was good too. As it happens, there is happenings. I can't, I mean, like they say that a spirit stays behind if there was a trauma. And I think that's just them trying to explain it away. So I really don't know what is behind the spirits, but there are a lot of cases where a demon will come abroad and actually be the spirit. But when there's demons that's doing the haunting, that's when it's dangerous. Yeah. Yeah. Last night, I was sitting on the bed because hubby hadn't been feeling good to his tummy. So I was sitting on the bed talking to him, lick our toes. So Bouncy was at the foot of the bed, just licking Papa's toes. And I felt behind me pressure. And it wasn't my dog. And I heard the jingle of the collar, but it wasn't my dog. And Catherine was outside of the bedroom. But yet I heard the jingle like it was her jingle, and she was up on the bed behind me. I don't know what in the world it is that I've been feeling here lately, but it's almost like every day there's something now. Absolutely. Yeah, it's just hard to tell, but you know what? When you've got Jesus Christ in your spirit, when you've got the Holy Spirit, you can discern whatever you're experiencing. And if you sense the evil in it, then you start casting it down in the name of Jesus. But if it's just something innocent, like maybe you feeling like something is beside you, or, like in Terry's case, she keeps saying Christmas as an orb, something innocent, or like her feeling Christmas crawl up on her chest when she makes that little cat sound that she used to do for Christmas. Something like that, innocent. Then no, you don't have anything to worry about. But with the Holy Spirit, you can discern what's evil and what's no problem. Everything that I have ever experienced was no problem. It never scared me. It never worried me. It never troubled me. It made me curious and like, what is that? What I just feel. But it's never scared me. I've never sensed any harm or evil. A demon was holding you down for sure, Terry. Isn't it wonderful that we can even just think the name Jesus Christ and we're free? That's where I'm so grateful for having the power of Jesus Christ. When Mom had bronchial asthma, there was one night she was in bed and she woke up and she saw a demon. It was like a giant worm or creature of some kind that was crawling toward her on the bed with the demon face. And she cursed it down in the name of Jesus Christ and it left. There was another time they'd put a bed out onto the front porch so that she could breathe a little bit. And so she's laying there, and Satan tried to kill her in her sleep. And she literally felt herself starting to come out of her body. And she heard Jesus singing in the corner. And she could feel the battle going on with her spirit between Satan and Jesus. But she heard Jesus playing his day singing in the corner. And with his singing, the fight was over and she went right back into her body. She didn't completely come out of her body, but she could feel her spirit coming out of her body, and she was hearing Jesus sing as the fight was going on for her life. I haven't heard Jesus singing yet, but I tell you what, I know that I would want to hear it again and again and again. You've experienced it too? Oh no, what Terry was talking about. Yeah. No, you're fine, Terry. The thing is, a lot of people has experienced things like this. A lot of people. And I think it's interesting to know what people has experienced in their life. Oh, I love it when the evening sky is a beautiful hue. And hmm. Anyway, so let's read about the Ledge Lighthouse. The New London Ledge Lighthouse was built on top of a concrete pier in Connecticut's New London Harbor in 1909. Until the U.S. Coast Guard took over the lighthouse in 1939, individual keepers kept the light on for passing ships. The spirit of a former keeper named Ernie is said to haunt the building, with reports of doors opening and closing themselves, televisions and radios turning themselves on and off, and occasional sightings of a ghostly bearded man. If you dare, tours are offered during the summer. They didn't experience anything like that. They kind of saw like a shadow around the window, but they really didn't experience anything like that. Oh boy, the Stanley Hotel in Colorado And I definitely know that the TAPS team got experiences on that. I watched where they did, and then it was so good. They done a Halloween special in it. They got a lot of good stuff on that one. Yeah, I tell you what, he makes clouds a lot better than I do. I have wanted to paint clouds the way he makes them so bad, and I can't capture his creepiness. I just can't. No matter how hard I try, I can't. The Stanley Hotel? Yes, I don't like those ghost boxes. Those things are annoying. Wow. The new ghost boxes that they use a radio for signal, and all it does is just give the white noise that is so irritating. Yes. Oh, bless her heart. Nope, ain't staying here. Somebody talk to me, and it ain't you, Terry. Bye. But yeah, I don't like those ghost boxes. And anytime that, because I enjoy watching the videos on YouTube where people are exploring. But when they turn on those stupid ghost boxes, I say, okay, that's it. Because, they don't turn the volume down or nothing. They don't, they let it go full static. And that, like, I might as well be scraping my nails against a chalkboard. I can't stand them. He might. It's hard to tell. So let's read about the Stanley. The Stanley has got an underground tunnel, and that is where a lot of the paranormal is. Wonder if it mentions that in here. Don't know if it does or not. I don't think it does. The Stanley Hotel served as the inspiration behind Stephen King's novel, The Shining. Duh. Which was later turned into a cult favorite horror movie. According to paranormal experts, the Colorado Hotel is said to be one of America's most active ghost sites. F.O. and Flora Stanley, a couple from Massachusetts, opened the hotel in 1909, and it's believed that their ghosts still haunt the place. At night, Mrs. Stanley is said to play the piano in the music room. Other reports include lights turning on and off, sounds of laughter, and bags being mysteriously unpacked. Guests can even book spirited rooms in the hotel where there's high paranormal activity. Options include the Stephen King suite or the ghost hunter's favorite room. Ah! Can you imagine that? The ghost hunters have now got their own room. I would stay in the ghost hunter's favorite room. I don't want to stay. I do not want to stay in the Stephen King suite. I want to stay in the ghost hunter's favorite room. That's my room. I'm calling it. Hmm. Sloss furnaces in Birmingham, Alabama. Anybody heard of the Sloss furnaces? This is something new to me. I haven't even heard of this. Oh, did Dylan leave us? Oh, my buddy left. That's what I get for looking down. Huh. I am so seriously going to have to find your work. I am so intrigued and I love reading books. I am intrigued. Which way are you laying, girl? There's the way my doggy's laying. Okay, I found you. Didn't know which was your head and which was your tail. My baby girl always lays down at my feet under here. I won't find your first book out of print. Oh, it's out of print? Your book is out of print? Have you got a copy of your first book? The Sins of Sunset Country. Wow. So there wouldn't be any way possible of you getting me a copy of that, huh? Well, what's the name of the ones that are in print, or at least the next, whichever is the next one that's still in print? Oh, man, that is a shame. Wow. All right, let's find out what is going on with the Sloss furnaces. The Sloss furnaces are now a landmark, but in the late 19th century they produced iron, which was then turned into steel. James Slag Wormwood was the boss at the furnaces, and it's said that he put his employees through some pretty inhumane conditions. Labor laws didn't exist at the time, and temperatures in the furnaces often reached above 100 degrees. A total of 47 men died with Wormwood as their boss, and even Wormwood himself lost his life in the furnaces when he slipped and fell into the iron ore, causing his body to melt. Ooh. Wormwood and his workers are believed to haunt the furnaces to this day. Like, no, duh. Ooh. Yeah, I'd never even heard of those. Oh, Sins of Sunset County. Okay, gotcha. All right, now we've got the Queen Anne Hotel in San Francisco, California. And a Victorian made. Before this historic Victorian home was a hotel, it was a finishing school for girls. A wealthy senator opened the school in 1890 in order for his two teenage daughters to be able to live near him. A woman named Mary Lake worked at the school and was said to be the senator's favorite, which is why she eventually became head mistress. The school was short-lived, though, and closed only 6 years after opening. Lake was distraught about the closing and left San Francisco shortly after. She's since returned in the form of a ghost who likes to haunt room 410, which is believed to be her former office. Guests staying here will sometimes find their bags mysteriously packed. Cool. Hmm. Yeah, it shows here only 16 minutes. Oh, I see. Okay. Shoot. Am I still frozen, Julian? Julian. Oh,